What's going on, guys? This is danmakesgames. We're back today with the SuperCard end of Season 8 fashion show. And if you don't know what that is, that's fine. We'll tell you right now. So in this video, we're going to be rating the best card combinations submitted by you guys, the viewers, over in our Discord, and seeing who has the best image combinations or fashion sense in terms of card combinations for any card that was released in SuperCard this season, aka Season 8. We've done previous versions of this video before. You might have seen them in the past. If you haven't, they'll be linked down in the description if you want to go check those out. And if you want to be part of them in the future, head on into the Discord. But in today's video, we've gone straight to the finalists, and we're going to rate them from best to worst. The winner does get a 2600 credit bonus, of course. And I do want to give a quick shout out to everyone who did submit a card for this one. There was over 100 submissions for this, and that's insane for that. But we can't put them all into the video, so we're going to try and post a few up on screen now for you, just to say thank you for submitting. Good luck in the next one as well for you. And this video now consists of the top 25 combinations that we have left. If you do go on to enjoy this video, make sure you do drop a like. This aim for 100 plus likes for such a big effort video, of course. Subscribe to the channel if you are new and you want to see more content of SuperCard, Fortnite, and variety, of course. And if you want to hang out live, head on over to twitch.tv/danmakesgames. You got that and all the other socials linked down in the description. That being said, let's get straight into it and start rating the finalists of the SuperCard Season 8 fashion show. It's unofficial, but it's fun anyway. It's our thing. It's a bit of fun. Let's get into it. And then boom, here we are. We have a tier list makers. So essentially, I think it's pretty explanatory how this works. D tier is like the lowest, but these again are the finalists. So this is still a good position even to be in the bottom tier of this. You got C tier, B tier, A tier, and our winner who will receive a 2600 credit pack after the video goes live. So I think we dive right into it. We've got a few really cool combos in here, some kind of similar, I think, to each other, but there's some pretty decent combos in here throughout. So first up, we've got ourselves a Becky Lynch. This is a special card. It is a Money in the Bank one, and I personally love this combination. The images can be from any tier, but they have used a more recent Becky Lynch image, and I've got to say, it really, really blends with the card, like the celebration, the party vibe to it. It's pretty good. It's one of my absolute favorites that was submitted, so immediately going to drop that one in A tier. That's a high ranking right for the start, I know, but I think it is worth it. Next up, we have The Rock. This one, I like it a lot. It's a really old image of The Rock, and to be fair, it blends really well with the Maelstrom card. Like, it's the yellow glow for the Rock image and the fire in the background from the Maelstrom special that I really like. So I can see why it's in the finalist. I don't think it's quite on par. It might be on par with our previous image, but for now, I'm going to drop it in B tier. That might feel a little bit harsh, but these do change as we go throughout the video, so again, make sure you watch all the way to the end to see where they all end up. And let me know in the comment down below as well where you would place some of these cards yourself. Would you do it differently to me? Again, this is only my opinion, so it doesn't really matter. It's a bit of fun at the end of the day. So, hey, let's keep going. Next image, we have a Seth Rollins Maelstrom. I believe it's Maelstrom Extreme image, the jean jacket ones. And I wasn't the biggest fan of the jean jackets, right? By no means was I. They were fine. They looked pretty good, to be fair. But by far from my favorite special cards. Being said, though, I've got to give a huge props to the Seth Rollins special one. The yellow glow from a neon throwback card here really, really works with the yellow of the jacket. So I'm going to put it up there next to Becky. I think it needs to go up there. It's a really good looking card combo. I reckon that's very, very good. Okay, next up, we have our BAYLEY card. This one is a mummy version of it, and you might be thinking this is like a normal card-ish, whatever. How did it make it to the final? Now, let me explain this. This is the card combination part, right? So we're thinking about pharaohs in the background. Pharaohs are with mummies, and aka BAYLEY, the mummy version from previous tiers, the one that I spent forever getting, it blends well with the new image. In a way, the background kind of works with it. Mummy and pyramids, it works. And for that reason, it's in here. Is the combination as good as others? No. It isn't, but it does work. It's like a thought of the background to the image choice, and hey, I mean, I'm gonna give credit points for that, but not that many. It's gonna go in C tier. It's a good score. It's a good score. Next up, we have another special edition Rock, and this is very similar to the previous one we've just had, but I want to say it's a little bit better than the last one, and for some reason, I like the fact that the image choice, although it being the same as the last one, this one actually has an image in the background of the same, and I kind of like it. To be fair, I feel like it's slightly cleaner than the last one, but I wouldn't say it's the tier above, necessarily. I feel like it might be, but for now, I'm going to place it in B tier and see what we come back to on that one. Next up, we have Cesaro, and it's been a minute since we've seen a Cesaro card in the game. I like this, and I love the old use of the fusions. For some reason, I do really, really, really like this combo. I think it blends really well, like it could be made for the original card. Is it a top tier card? I wouldn't say so, but it's very close. If I was to put it in there, I'd put it in the first slot in B. essentially. This isn't like a positioning one for it, but it's a strong B, potentially A. I'd say B+. Next up, we have an Alexa Bliss Vanguard image on the like remaster and Rumble 22 tier. Now, this to me is a really nice combo. One, because I like Alexa Bliss, but two, it's almost like a spotlight in the background for the red coming up, and Alexa Bliss being in like the ball gown sort of dress. It's not a ball gown dress, but you know what I mean, the fancy dress to it kind of just works with this, and for that reason I do want to rank it in here. I wouldn't say it's as good as A tier, but it is up there. I want to say it's really nice, but for now I'm going to put it in B tier. Again, I think it's one that's going to move, but for now we have B tier for that one. Okay, next up we have a Drew McIntyre. Rumble 22, I believe this was one of the spring cards, but it's a really nice card combo, and I like this right off the bat because we have an old school WrestleMania image on it that has just the red eyes that pop through with Drew. And if you look into the background, the machines in the background also have like red eyes, so it's like perfectly matched between Drew and the background. So for that reason, I really rate this card, and I'm going to put it up at A tier. It's got that little something extra where it blends to the background a little bit more than the other images do, and therefore I think it deserves to go a little bit higher. Next up, we have a Bayley with a more recent Clash at the Castle Money in the Bank card, and it is a really good combo. Honestly, I like it. I have a soft spot for Bayley. I don't know where I want to put it, though. It's definitely somewhere higher up than C tier, and I feel like B tier is going to be our like dumping ground for a lot of this. But maybe we do a very quick rearrangement now to even it out. We bring Bayley down to D, and a few of these other ones down to C tier. Kind of average, kind of above average. I'd say that probably fits a little bit better. The Cesaro works for me more than what the Maelstrom one does. The Maya one works more than what the Maelstrom one does. I think that might be a new fair balance, so for now, that Bayley sits in B tier. Some a little bit better. Maybe it's because the backgrounds are a little bit more unique or special cards, and they sort of fit to their background a little bit better, but the other ones are still really good. Like we said, this is top 25. These are pretty good. Okay, next up we have a Brock Lesnar. This is the champion image on it, one of the cards that took me forever to get, and it's using the very recent like shifter image, but before you turn it into a shifter card. So basically the BC Brock image, and I really like this one. I rate it, and I'm going to rate it really, really high. Because, one, the background and image choice combined look really good. It's like a promotional thing. But the fact to me, and I don't know why it does, it looks like a genuine like sticker pack you could buy. I want to rate it really highly. So for that reason, I'm going to put it up here in A tier along with like Drew and the Seth card, because it really, really, really blends with the background. And genuinely think it might be one of my favorite combos we've seen. Next up, we've got a Becky Lynch. This is an old school zombie image in it with the new shifter background. I'm not going to waste any time here. This background to combo looking pretty damn good. So, you know, Halloween to Halloween, different years apart. Definitely got that theme vibing. It's good. I rate it really well. For that reason, straight into 8 tier. There's no hesitation about that. I like it a lot. Next up, we got a Braun Strowman. This Braun Strowman, I really enjoy it. Like, it's got that perfect like outline that blends to the background, and genuinely, I think it looks pretty good. For that reason, I think I'm going to drop it relatively high. Like, it's good, but is it like perfect? No. I feel like it needs to go into C tier. Next up, similar to the Becky Lynch card, I feel like we've got another really good scoring card here. We have a Halloween background of a shifter again. These backgrounds look really good, so it was a good choice to use these, and we have an old school SummerSlam 18 Randy Orton render for it. Also like a zombie vibe to it. I think it blends beautifully. More recent than the zombie Becky image, because that was a season before, but it's up there in the same tier. They're both fantastic. I love the combinations. Genuinely would be hard to pick between those two as to a favorite, but let me know with that down in the comments. Who do you prefer? The Becky card we just saw or the Randy Orton? Right, next up we have a Becky Lynch, very similar to the first card we put in. I believe it's the same pay-per-view, the day one. It's good. It's definitely really good. It's got a special Becky image that even I don't have, and I collect a lot of images. I've got nearly 10,000 catalog stars, so that's a lot of images. But I don't have this one, and I do like the combo. It's a steampunk vibe to like a celebration thing, so I kind of like it, but definitely not as much as what previous Becky Lynch was. I feel like it fit the party vibe a little bit more in terms of what it is, so therefore I want to put it somewhere in like C tier, at least for now. Next up is a friendly reminder to like the video, because we got a meme card next, and I gotta respect it. So this card is going to score really well, just because of what it is, and we're going to put a full screen for you, just to see if you notice. If you know, you know. Let me know in the comments if you know. So because of this, I love the background, the combination, the fact that it's funny and amusing is going to score pretty high. It's going in an A tier. The fact you can sneak a meme into this is fantastic. And you know you're always all about the meme strats, and yeah, that's going to score well for us. Next up, we have another Bayley card. It's looking pretty good. We've got another mummy image on it, and for some reason I like this one more than the previous. It doesn't really like have a blend or reason to be on the background that it's on, like some of the top tier cards do, but I would say it's pretty good. Like, the color of it feels like it's there. Almost maybe like you could say the mummy's coming out of like a portal sort of thing. I don't know, like coming back from the afterlife, that sort of story. I don't know, to it. You could make that up into it if you wanted to. But generally, I like the mummy coming out of the fire vibe that it's got. So I'm gonna put it up there. I feel like it's a good blend. Slightly better than the previous ones. I would put this at a C+ if I could, or a B-, but I would put it in B tier for right now because I feel like it's slightly up above the previous C tier cards that we have in. Right, next up we got another Alexa Bliss. This one's pretty good. It's very similar to the one we just had, like the party vibe to it. I do like the blue blend from her hand, but it's the thing is, it's a Halloween image, and it's not like a Halloween-related background or anything, so combination-wise, it looks okay, but it doesn't fit the background as much as other cards do, so therefore I kind of want to put it down in D tier for now. Right, next up we got a Yokozuna. This is a ranked event from Ronin tier. I do like these cards, by the way. I have a Finn Balor still from this point. I believe it was Finn, but big fan of these ones. Didn't get a Yoko myself, I don't believe, because I believe he was an LMS card. But I like this combo, and it's weird because you're like, why? It's nothing special. It kind of is in a way. It's the green background for like an older school. It's like the green background for like an old school Yoko image, and it looks pretty good. And I don't know why, but the blue number ranking on it, the number blends with the background a lot more than if this was a slightly. And I don't know what it is about the blue number, but for some reason it does seem to fit the background a little bit better than maybe if it was a slightly lower ranked card, aka like 2,000, 3,000, etc. It's pretty good. I'd say I like it. I would possibly look to make it shift around a couple other cards. So I might put Yoko into C tier and bring the Becky down to D tier. Again, these are all good cards, and I feel bad put them in D tier. That's the current position on it. That's the current position. Next up, we have a Brock Lesnar. I don't know why I was drawn to this one, but it really stands out. To be honest, I've never really liked the black and white images with the outline. I'll put that in there. The more recent ones, they're fine. I like those. But this one, not a massive fan of it. But for some reason, it seems to call to me on a shifter background, and it looks pretty good. It's nowhere near the like combination quality, I think, of the Becky and the Randy that we had at the start. But for Brock, I think it's pretty good. So it did make the top finalists, but I'm going to have to put it down in D tier. Next up, we have a pretty cool combination. I'm a big fan of it. This is a different one because you can submit support cards, and this was a really good choice in this one. I like this support card. Now, it is arcane tier. It has the like blue bright colors around it, and the image choice also has that. It's got a title belt in it. It looks like it's kind of meant for the card for the most part. I mean, if it was, it might look a little bit nicer, but generally I think that combination looks really good, especially with the use of an old card. So for that reason, I want to put it up pretty high, actually. I want to put it up towards A tier, but I don't feel like it's quite up at that level. So I'm going to, for now at least, put it in B tier. It looks pretty good. Next up, we got a Seth Rollins card. This is from the most recent event, Codebreaker. It is one of my favorite Seth images. I believe that's the one I've had like 900 of in Maelstrom tier. So I like it. It looks like it's made for the card, but because I've seen so many of it, I had to bring it up here, but I will also chuck it straight down in D tier, just because I've had that image 1,000 times. But it is a nice combination. I wouldn't say it's quite up there in terms of blending for other cards, but it is pretty good. The red on the side blends with the background, the blue on the other side, etc. is a good combination, but I wouldn't go as far as to say it's up in B tier, etc. Anyways, we've got a few cards left here, so let's get into the final few. We have another Seth Rollins, ironically, and for some reason, I like this combination a little bit better. This is the actual card I kept getting like hundreds of, but it's got an old school image on it. And for whatever reason, whenever I looked at this card, I thought the image was almost like it was meant to be on it. And for whatever reason, I seem to click with this one. I don't know if it's the red background, so the red outline of Seth, but I think it looks pretty good. Wouldn't say it's quite up to the B tier, guys, but I would solidly place it in C tier for now, at least. And yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. GG's on the submission. Right, next up, we have an old school image of Randy Orton. I remember this card from back in the day. And again, it's using a shifter card combination. Although it's not Halloween, I can still in a way see the combination and maybe a reason behind choosing it. And at least in my mind, I can see it. I can write that. I don't know. But basically, the way I'm seeing it is like when you see like in a movie, like a werewolf comes back to being human, they're like, whoa. And it feels like the shifter werewolf of Randy has come back to being like the younger version of himself. And for whatever reason, it feels like it sort of blends. I like it a lot. It's a solid A tier from me. That's two Randys up in A tier. Next up, we have a Bianca Belair. And I've said before, I like this combination. So I don't know if this person has watched a lot of the videos before and the streams. But I think they knew how to play this one out. I think this is one of the best combinations in the game currently for this season. So that being said, like, I want to place it, like, as a minimum, it's a B tier. As an absolute minimum, it is a B tier. But I do want to say it blends very slightly better up into A tier. I want to take the glitter from the outfit and blend it with, like, the Las Vegas themed background of SummerSlam and say that's a killer combination. And friendly reminder before we put in the very final image of this competition that you do like the video, of course. We want to see if we can pass more than 100 likes, because these videos are high effort. They take hours and hours to just set up to do, and then editing, and it's crazy. So make sure you do like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below if you managed to get your card in it. But anyways, let's get into the final card and then choose our winner. So the final card to be entered is a Roman Reigns. This is a pretty interesting card. So I don't have a thing for Roman Reigns. I don't massively care about him, or even at all, in a way. Like, I'm fed up seeing him as a champion. 100% have done for a long time. But that being said, I gotta give it to this combination. Like, it's good. It's got Money in the Bank in there, and it's got a background with all the money, like, flying out in the background. I don't know if that was planned, but that's a really good reason to use that image on it. And in terms of combining the background to the image choice, that's a 10 out of 10. So it's a solid A tier for the finalist, which means we got a lot of A tier cards up in there. So now it's time to pick a winner for this competition, and there is some really good image combinations chosen. It's always really difficult to pick a finalist or the winner to get the 2600 credits. And there's some combinations in here that I really, really, really enjoy. And there's some favorite ones of mine that I feel are very close to winning. Shout outs to the Animal Batista, the meme that it is, because it's a meme. I think that deserves to be in there. And for that reason, I love that card, but I don't think it's the best fashion choice, obviously. I'm just enjoying it because it's a meme. So we're going to stick to what we came here for and go to the best combination between the two. But massive honorable mention to the Batista. Next up, we have the Becky Lynch image from day one, which looks fantastic too. I love this combination. I would say this is top 3, possibly like a 3rd-ish place. And then it will come down to a final 2. And there's 2 cards I have in mind here. We'll put them up on screen for you, but it's the Brock Lesnar and the Seth Rollins. And they both look really, really good. See, it's so hard to pick between the two because the Brock looks like it's made for the card, but the Seth is so bright and vibrant on the background that it's on, and it also blends to the color of the background too. But bringing them up both side by side, I do really think that the Seth one is slightly more vibrant, more eye-catching, and a little bit more just like, I don't know, interesting combination. It's a special background and a special image. I mean, granted, Brock is too, but there's just something on the Seth that stands out for me. And again, this is a fun competition is what I think, and in my choice, I prefer Brock as a superstar 100%, and I like the Brock option, but I feel like I need to give the win to Menace Max with the Seth Rollins image combination. So our new winner of the end of Season 8 SuperCard Fashion Show is Menace Max with his Seth Rollins combinations. Congratulations, Max. I'll be sending over your credits to you very, very shortly. And of course, make sure you do subscribe to the channel so you can see more YouTube content when it comes out for both SuperCard and Fortnite. We have more streams over on twitch.tv/danmakesgames. The link to that, and along with Discord, where you can submit cards like this for the future, is down in the description. Follow us on Twitter too, so you can see updates, early exclusive reveals as a part of being the 2K Next Maker. That being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Follow the socials if you want to, and thank you for watching. I'm looking forward to Season 9, and I'll see you there. Bye-bye.